Good day to one and all. This is Dr. Sivaraman of iknowindices.com. I'll be presenting now the Asian session live market analysis and the forecast webinar. And sorry for the delayed start. So I'll be doing it webinar for about 20-30 minutes. And I will actually recollect the forecast what I had given on Monday, 8th of May. Today we are on 12th of May, and try to find out in what direction the market has moved and how exactly the market has moved in line with that of the forecast expectations. And you know, on Monday, Euro and GBP were so bullish, and everybody was telling that probably they could go further higher. But I was giving in the forecast that they are expected to make the slide on Monday. So they made the slide all along on Monday and also Tuesday. And yesterday, after that of the BOE interest rate decision, they just made the drop and firmed up a little bit. And what is going to happen today? They are expected to make the swing and drop during that of the Japanese session, followed by they are expected to make the slide further during that of the European session and continue the drop during that of the early part of the US session, and towards close they are expected to form up. So even though they are expected to make the rise in the market, what has happened, they made the quick rise during that of the middle level consolidation. So what they have done from that of the lower level, they quickly gained the levels one-sided to that of the highest level of the middle level consolidation and booked profit by the week before. So last week they have been holding high and building sell positions. Because of low volume, they took a longer time to build sell positions. This week, they started making the slide in order to buy back against their higher level sells. So during that of the European and the US session, you would come across the drop might be very significant. And that way, when the traders turn bearish and offload the positions, the players will buy. Then again, next week, on 15th, the first day of the week, they will make the week beginning false move. So Monday again, they are expected to make the slide and induce the traders to do sell and buy trade and slowly gain the levels. Earlier, they quickly gained the levels in order to shift the trading zone. And this time, they will slowly gain the level, induce the traders to go in for short selling. Then later on, by end of this month, they will hold it at the highest level and induce them to go in for a short covering. So that is how they are expected to make the moves in this month. And next month, they are expected to take the market to that of the higher level consolidation, further higher levels next month. So till such time, they will be making the either way middle level consolidation with either way stop-ins. So higher level stop-ins followed by a lower level stop-in. Higher level stop-ins to build sell positions. Lower level stop-in to buy back the positions. So they build sell positions and buy back against that of the sells and take fresh buy positions at the lower level and start gaining the levels again. And pierce the high what they have set in this season, go further high and reach the higher level consolidation and start making, holding at the highest level and frequent upward stop-ins. That is how they will do that and build huge sell positions and later on let loose the market to follow. So understand the players are here to shift the market to the high trading zone. Before that, they are expected to make the drop today and on Monday in order to accumulate buy positions. So if you want to do position trade, then after the drop, you can take buy positions during that of the European or the early US session. You can take the buy position or wait for the market to make further drop on Monday and accumulate the buy positions. Then from Tuesday onwards, they will just gain the level slowly in the market. So understand that during that of the shift in trading zone, you will find the charts telling the market is bullish and turns bearish and again turns bullish. That sort of situation will come. So please understand that the charts will not indicate shift in trading zone. Now coming to that of the levels in which the currencies are expected to swing. So they just dropped from that 1.102 to which they showed it on Monday in euro and came down to 1.0839. They could make further drop during that of the European and the early US session. And in the case of GBP, they went up to 1.2990. They did not pierce to that of 1.30 level, and they are likely to breach 1.2850, the low they are set yesterday, and come down further during that of the European session. And in the case of yen, we find that they are holding around 113 level after reaching 114.37 yesterday on the higher level when euro and GBP were doing high level consolidation. And they are expected to make further drop in the case of USD yen when euro and GBP are making the drop. So you may not expect, you will be expecting that when euro and GBP drop, USD yen might go up, but they will drop USD yen as well and drop all yen crosses. So understand how they are making contrarian moves and trade accordingly. Then in the case of CHF, they came down to 0.9874 and then went up to 1.10, and again they will come down and hold it in the middle level. In the case of Canadian dollar, they made the high level consolidation around 1.37 and above, started coming down yesterday and again gained in order to drop the level. You'll come across euro and GBP dropping. At that time, USD CAD will also be making the drop. As a result, you will come across the CAD crosses will make for the downward move. Then in the case of Australian dollar, they came down to 73.29 and then 74.20 has become the high. They just made the lower level consolidation here with a brief downward stop loss. They are expected to gain the levels in the case of Aussie when they are dropping in the case of USD CAD. So as a result, USD CAD and Aussie, they will be making the US dollar weakening move. Earlier, when euro and GBP were very firm, Australian dollar and Canadian dollar were making USD gaining move. When euro and GBP start making USD gaining move, Canadian dollar and Australian dollar are expected to make the USD weakening move. That way the contrarian moves are to be seen, and that will be mainly to handle the commodity crosses. So understand these ranges. If you follow carefully, you will be able to really earn very nicely from that other market. So follow the forecast, what I have given it on a daily basis, session-wise forecast, and then try to follow that of the levels what I give. You should be able to earn easily without any ambiguity in the market. Now let us do the market reading in order to fine-tune the forecast. So I noted down the initial lows and the highs set around 3:30 GMT. And let us compare whether they are within the range or just breached it any side. In the case of euro, 1.0859 is the low, 1.0874 is the high. They are not breached the low or the high. Then GBP 1.2876 is the low, 1.29 is the high. They are not breached the low or the high. In the case of yen, 113.70 was the initial high. 113.95 was the initial high. And this 13.70 they breached and came down to 13.63. As I told you, they will just make the drop in the case of USD and hold low, then later on drop euro and GBP. That is how they will drop the yen crosses. That already they are indicated by breaching the low in the case of USD yen. Then CHF 1.0074 was the initial low. They just breached and came to 72, and the high was 1.0081 that they are not breached. So what they have shown is yesterday high below that as 1.0100. They just opened below that and start making the drop and just made the brief downward stop and holding near that of the low in order to make for the downward move. So you will come across that euro as well as USD CHF making the drop in order to make the drop in the case of euro CHF cross by making a contrarian move. In that, euro will be making the US dollar weakening move and USD CHF will be making US dollar gaining move. Euro by making a drop, it will make US dollar gaining move, and USD CHF by making a drop, it will show US dollar weakening move. So by that contrarian move, euro CHF will make for the downward move. And as far as euro and GBP are concerned, GBP is showing negative net change and euro is showing positive net change. As a result, euro GBP will be making the gain. So euro is stronger when compared to GBP now, when they are showing positive and negative net change. Then euro GBP will make a nominal gain, and again they will start gaining more level by making more drop in the case of GBP, less drop in the case of euro today and Monday. So understand the type of moves they are doing in different currencies. Then you will be able to really decide what pairs they are handling at a given time. Then in the case of Canadian dollar, 1.3687 is the low, 1.3710 is the high. They are not breached the low or the high. Australian dollar 73.69 is the low, 73.88 is the high. They are not breached the low or the high. So in the case of commodity pairs, they are not breached it. Only in the case of USDN and USD CHF, they are breached the low, indicating that they are expected to make the US dollar weakening move in the case of denominator currencies and US dollar gaining move in the case of numerator currencies. As a result, you will come across contrarian moves during the day. Already you come across such contrarian moves. USD CAD and Australian dollar are showing positive net change. Then GBP and USD CHF both are showing negative net change. And GBP and USD yen are showing negative net change. Euro positive net change, GBP negative net change. So these are all contrarian moves. They are going to do it today. Yesterday you would have noticed during the BOE interest rate announcement that they wanted to make the contrarian move by dropping GBP and holding euro. So they are expected to continue such contrarian move today also. Now the recommended trade. So when they are making a downward stop, and can take a buy and keep the hedge order to limit the risk. And when they make an upward stop, and you can just keep sell limit and also keep hedge order to limit the risk. Similarly, in the case of GBP also, they are expected to make a downward stop as well as upward stop. So accordingly, during the downward stop, when they form the new low and stop cutting it for 30 minutes, you buy. When they form the new high and stop cutting the new high for 30 minutes, exit out of the position or take sell position. So that way you will be able to really capture good profit during your swing trades. So these are all the market timings. And there will be a technical issue, I think, on Monday. So I'll not be able to, because FX Trade will not be available to take up the webinar. So either Monday and Tuesday, so on Wednesday or on Friday, I will try to give the forecast for the next week and try to explain to you in what way the players are expected to make the moves in line with the expectations. So Monday there will not be any Asian session webinar as advised by FX Trade. So if you got any question, kindly ask me. I'll be willing to answer those questions. You can ask the questions in the question answer window. Anyhow, I'll show the forecast sheet again. What is expected to happen? If there is any question, kindly put forward. I'll be willing to answer the questions. Any questions pertaining to market moves? Okay, fine. So in the absence of the question, I'll try to conclude the webinar. I take this opportunity to thank FX Trade for the facilities provided to present the webinar. I'll come back next week based on the decisions of FX Trade administrator, and then we will come to know the exact date of the Asian section webinar, and that will be notified in FX Trade. Then on that day, I will try to give the forecast and also further information pertaining to that of the market moves during that of the next week. Wish you all the best. As I have informed you that till Monday there will be further corrections in the case of Euro and GBP and also USD yen. Then later on they will start gaining the levels next week. So on Tuesday, Japanese session, if you take the buy, you can do the position trade till end of next Friday. Wish you all the best in your trades. See you next week.